Good evening and a very warm welcome to the introduction session of our online course, Daylight Simulation using Grasshopper Tools. We are very happy to hold this session as each one of you actually called for it. We have received a lot of interest and queries regarding the course, so we are here to walk you through the course format. We will also let you know who it is for, and why it is important and integral for each one of you. So before starting, just a few pointers for all of you. All the participants are on mute mode right now to maintain a clear and clean communication during the session. So during the session, if you have any queries or you want to ask any questions, please put them in the chat box and we will take them at the end of the session, and our panelists will help you answer those queries in the chat box as well. If we face any network issues just because of the bad weather, just cooperate with us, and we will be back soon if some mishap happens. So let's begin. So today you will be hearing two voices. One is me, Vaishali. I am your lead instructor of this course. And you will be hearing Anushma. She is the instructor and coordinator for this course. So a bit about myself first. I am Vaishali. I will be your lead instructor, and I'm a senior green building analyst at Environmental Design Solution. I work on data-driven design and has conducted various internal and external training programs on high-performance building design, daylighting, design optimization with the help of advanced simulation tools such as Rhino and Grasshopper. I also hold LEED and GRIHA credentials and design better buildings for better future. Anushma will be giving her own introduction when she will get the stage. So let's begin. So let me give you a little brief about what our firm EDS is. So EDS actually stands for Environmental Design Solutions, and we are a sustainability consulting firm with a focus on built environment. This is the image of our office. The firm was established in 2003, and now we are a team of more than 65 professionals. We are a mix of architects, engineers, and policymakers. Over the years, we have worked on more than 400 plus projects. We are based in New Delhi, and we are basically our head office is in New Delhi, and we are also having our presence in Mumbai, Pune, Bangladesh, Netherlands, and Washington, D.C. Here is a glimpse of our head office in New Delhi. The interior of the office reflects all the sustainability factors we talk about and we teach to our professionals and students. The whole space is designed using recycle and local material, as you can see in these pictures. This office is also rated as LEED CI Platinum, that is that is interior rating for the good interiors and green interiors for a specific space. EDS is a LEED proven provider as well. LEED proven provider actually signifies a quality of work which we do for LEED projects, and proven provider is given to those firms which meet the criteria of that kind of quality of work. So EDS is the only organization outside US to get LEED proven provider in LEED BD plus C and ONM certification. Also, we are education partner with USGBC, and we contribute content on USGBC education program, which helps professionals to maintain their LEED credentials. And you can find EDS profile easily on USGBC website. As you
Uh,
can see,
Hi,
we
Vaishali. Sorry to interrupt. We are experiencing some lag. So,
Okay.
If you can turn off
So
your
I'll just,
webcam. Yeah.
sure. Okay. So our professional include all, a different diversity of certifications. Like we have lead APs in our team, we have lead green associates, we have lead fellow, IGBC APs, GRIHA certified professionals, true professionals, CMVP credentials, and well AP. We also have ECBC master trainers with us, and we have Microsoft certified professionals as well. So actually, this shows that diversity of work, the kind of work we do, the diversity of work we do, and it also shows we bring in this body of professional experience in various areas of green building rating system. Now let's talk about the scope of services what EDS provides. Our major service includes high performance building design that includes creating a net zero building or a high performance building which looks into net zero energy, net zero waste, and water optimization. We also work on policy advisory. Policy mostly work in hand with government organizations like World Bank, Government of India, UNEP, UNDP. We have also been an integral part of ECBC code book, and we have also been an instrumental on working on the latest code and the app for ECBC. We also have a team which takes care of commissioning and audit department, and we also work on building performance simulation, which is actually integral to high performance building design. Under this, we do all kind of simulations like daylight simulation, energy simulations, and CFD simulations. Then we also leverage the skill to script, code, and create dashboards and websites for different organizations. And the last comes as our capacity building and education platform, where right now you are already. That is called as the Sustainability Education Vertical of EDS. We have more than 70 plus online courses on various topics. You can find those courses on Udemy. We conduct a lot of training programs, offline and online courses, blending learning programs, customized projects, courses, capacity building programs, and for different organizations as well. So our focus remains on learn, apply, and be relevant in however way we teach. As you see in these images, these are some of these photographs from our offline courses. We actually try making people understand from the basics to the advanced level. As you can see, we have provided this training kit on the left corner to the students who can actually work on those particular small models and relate to the actual environment, how the shadow is casted, how the sun path works, and how the energy values are calculated. So that is how we always make people learn in a cohesive way, which they can apply in their working life and be relevant with in the future. Now, as the pandemic has hit us, we are mostly into online courses, and this is how our screen looks like nowadays. This is a snip from one of our online courses. We also conduct college programs, and we had conducted very many offline courses before. Now we conduct online courses as well for different institutions and colleges as well. Here are some participant testimonials which you can look at on the screen. All these are given by different students and different professionals from different courses. and they have actually showed a really good response to our courses. And we would be glad if you also come up with in our course and give us such responses in the end. This is our training program calendar. Now we have more than 9 courses on our calendar, which we have created. You can always, we will be giving you the link. You can always go on to the link and check for the courses available there. With these courses, we have different courses on Open Studio. We have courses on Lead GA, Lead AP, climate responsive design, and etc. We'll be providing the link in the chat box. If you would like, you can go and enroll for bulk enrollments as well. There you can actually avail for discounts as well if you want to go beyond one course. We also have online self-paced courses on various topics, which you can find on Udemy. Here is a screenshot from from our Udemy platform, and you can also avail for GBCI credits, for your which actually helps for maintaining your lead credentials. We also introduce corporate programs for different organizations. Like we have worked with Infosys, DMRC, Kapadia Associates, Marriott, Max, Godrej, L&T, and many more organizations as such. We make a custom-made program, tailor-made program for them, and we teach them at their own premises if that is the requirement of the client, or we do it online as well. So this was the little glimpse of what EDS does and what we are consist of. With this, let's now talk about our course. So we have a 2-week online course that we have prepared to help you learn about daylight simulation using Grasshopper tools particularly. Before that, I would like to know from my audience here what they think and how we can take this interaction further. So I will be projecting few questions on your screens. I would like all of you to answer that, and then we can talk about the course further. So I will be projecting a poll on your screens. So the poll is projected on your screen. The question is, have you ever worked on a green building project? You can answer as yes or no. This is just to get a glimpse that how many people and how many attendees are there with this industry or are not. 30 seconds up. You have 30 more seconds to answer this. After that, I will project the responses and we'll see what our audience consists of today. Great. So 60 seconds up. Now I will close the poll. So we have 42% as yes and others are as no. So we have a more percentage saying that they haven't worked on green building projects. So this is a really great platform for you to actually get introduced to green buildings and to get introduced to these tools so that further you can learn how to implement these tools to make a building greener and how to actually simulate your own building to make a better design. So with this, I'll put another poll for you. So the question is, are you familiar with daylight simulations? As some of you said, they have worked on green building projects, so they must be familiar with simulation tools. Let's see if they have worked on daylight simulations as well or not. Great, I am getting a lot of responses here. 20 seconds left. Please put down your votes. Okay, I'm sharing the results now. Okay, so 30% people are comfortable with one or more software, which actually happens to do daylight simulation. 45% people are saying they are somewhat familiar with the daylight simulation. 0% are saying I have explored a few tools. Basically, I can see like everybody is there who are little familiar with this thing, and some are saying that they are getting started into the world of simulation. So this is great. Like all of you have a little touch towards this area, so it would be really nice to make you aware a little more. Let's take one more poll and then we will continue with our presentation. This will be a interesting question for all of you. Are you familiar with Grasshopper tools? So let's see how many of you are familiar with these tools. I see some of the attendees are joining now. So here is the poll on your screens. You can select one answer and we will see all the responses. The question is, are you familiar with the Grasshopper tools? You have 20 more seconds to answer this. 10 more seconds. Great, we have 70% voted. I'll give 5 more seconds to all of you. And done. So 61% people are saying I have heard about it, but not sure how to use it. I have been using it for a while. 6% are saying this, and 33% are saying I have just begun exploring the tools. So as I can see, there is a majority of people who doesn't know about these tools. So that's really great, as we have curated this whole course in a manner that you learn from the basics itself. We will take you from a very basic modeling and towards these advanced tools so that you get a better understanding of how to work on these tools. So with this, I will get back to my presentation now. So with the responses we have got, this is really clear that daylight is integral to climate responsive building design. And that is the reason you all are here. And that is the reason you want to learn about these tools and you want to learn about daylight simulation, how it actually works and how it is actually calculated in this region. Also, daylight simulation, to actually do the daylight simulation, you need to know certain matrix, and to calculate that matrix we need to know how to do those kind of simulations. And as you see these images, here are some false color images. As you see, there is a legend over here You need to know how this legend is read. Only then your simulation output actually makes sense. So once you are done with the results, you get the image something looking like this. And then once you have decided certain kind of matrix, then only you can actually decide that if that is the compliant or not for your particular model. Also, setting the performance benchmarks during concept stage is a key, because only then you can actually define that your building is behaving in a better manner or it needs some changes to behave better in terms of daylighting or in terms of energy or any such criterias. And also these dri- drive design decisions, and it will actually influence the final outcome. So simulation skill is a necessity nowadays completely. So our intent for this particular course is to learn daylight simulation skills. One, get a clarity and hang on daylight performance matrix prevailing in the industry, understand compliance requirements, and analyze simulation output to give meaningful feedback into the design process. All these will be done step by step, and we will, through this course, we will take you to each and every level just by holding your hand and taking you forward by each and every step. Now, some of you might be thinking, we know daylight is important, but why are we using Grasshopper tools to do that specifically? So here is the slide which says that there are a lot of tools available for daylight simulation in the market, but I say that there is a limitation to these tools, as there is a set interface and which cannot be easily customized, and thus we will be teaching you to do simulation using the tools in which you have full flexibility to customize your workflows and your results. So tools available in the market are like Ecotech, Revit, ISVE, Safaria, Lightstanza, Design Builder, Open Studio, and many more. Some are cloud based and some have a specific simulation based interface. But when in this particular course, we are talking about Rhino and Grasshopper tools, and I will tell you why. So computational design is what I'm coming towards. Computational design is basically for new designers who are non-coders and to create design with a set of instructions or algorithms. And to do that, we need computational tools in existence. Computational tools actually allows you to create designs not by actually modeling the geometry directly, but by defining relationships between smaller processes that come together to create the final design in the end. Additionally, it helps you to think of designs as systems rather than a static objects. That is the reason computational tools is prevailing in the industry right now. So why do we use computational design and why are we too much into these tools nowadays? Because it allows us to control the software directly through custom programs and algorithms and help us to innovate a lot more. Generally, generally to build these algorithms, computational designers must be familiar with some level of computer programming, which is the practice of writing algorithms to describe specific tasks to a computer. Although computer programming is not traditionally thought of as a core design skill, as design workflows became more and more digital and complex, the ability to program these design tools to do custom things has become increasingly important. That is why we are using these tools to get that kind of insight into this whole atmosphere and to actually help to personalize them as per our own choice or as per our own requirement. That is the reason, that's why these three reasons are making the computational design more intuitive in the market, that is innovative, insightful, and personalized. So these are the tools which we will be covering in the course. Of course, we are working with the Grasshopper tools, but Grasshopper comes with the interface of Rhinoceros, which is a 3D modeling software. On that 3D modeling software, we use Grasshopper as a plugin, and on that Grasshopper interface, we will be using Ladybug and Honeybee plugins to do daylight simulation further. So basically, what Grasshopper does is it actually helps us to create a customized script which we can alter based on our own requirement. We can actually customize the results, basically how the look of the result can be, how the legend can be defined, all those can be customized in these tools. We will also introduce you to daylight performance matrix, which we will be using in the course. So we have static daylight matrix and dynamic daylight matrix prevailing in the market. Static daylight matrix have become a little old now. Everybody has now shifted to dynamic daylight matrix, which is calculated for the whole year, that is the annually during occupied hours, whereas static was used in the older times and it is used till now also, but there are some restrictions to it, there are some limitations to it because it just caters for a single time, and of course the whole space doesn't works for a single time, it needs to check for the whole year. So we will be teaching you both the matrix so that you get an understanding from the basics, from where it started and towards the future where it's going ahead right now. We will also take you towards compliance for different standards like LEED. LEED, as you all know, is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. It is a certification system which helps a building to get a certification of platinum, gold, or silver rated, and it actually rate your building as a green building in the end. And in that, there is a credit called daylight credit, which helps. So we will be teaching you how to gain that credit by doing illuminance calculation in LEED. We will also be taking you through ECBC compliance. ECBC is basically Energy Conservation Building Code of India. In this, we have a UDI analysis portion for daylighting specifically. UDI stands for Useful Daylight Illuminance Analysis, and nowadays ECBC has become mandatory for Indian buildings specifically, be it commercial or residential. It has started becoming uh, it has started getting implemented in all the states and will be stringent for all the buildings in future. So now you can see that you are at a very good platform where you will be learning about how you can actually get compliance for different standards prevailing in the market. Next, we come to the case comparison. Once we are done with these standards, talking about these standards and doing analysis with different matrix, we will also be doing the design optimization and case comparison. We will be taking different cases and we will see how each and every model is reacting to outside atmosphere based on different kind of geometries. And while discussing that, we will optimize a case which will get a best suitable daylighting, and we will optimize the daylight inside that particular space. We will also talk about daylight design parameters like building geometry, surface materials, and analysis grid. So for daylighting, as you all know, there are certain parameters which need to be set, which is a building geometry. It should be in place, it should be with proper surfaces, and there should be proper material given to those particular surfaces. And finally, you set a grid on that zone, or you can say that building, inside that building, to actually go towards the simulation part. For that, you need to set a sky condition for your model. Once you are set with the sky condition, you check on the orientation, you check on the wall window ratio, and you check on the shading devices. So we will take you through all these design parameters. We will be doing different cases for all these design parameters, and finally optimize the building as per the best suitable parameters for your building. So as our cover page already says it all, this is the workflow which we will be following. We will be doing the modeling in Rhino by basically we'll be doing a simple box modeling using Rhino tools. Then we will take that particular geometry and refer it in Grasshopper tools. After that, we will be creating a script using Honeybee and Ladybug plugins, which are the plugins helpful to do daylight simulation specifically. And then we will, once that script is run and we got the results, once that script is going towards the running phase, we will be running those scripts on Dasim and Radiance engine. And once that is done, we will optimize it based on whatever numbers we are getting out of it by comparing the results, and finally get a final outcome that this is the best result for this particular space. So this is the entire workflow, and these are the tools and softwares which we will be using in this particular course. So we talked about the tools we will be using, and now here is a simple picture which maybe like some people may be towards the simplistic approach that it is very simple to do. I know Grasshopper, I know Rhino, I know what is Ladybug and Honeybee, I can do this. Some people must be little complex about all of it, just like this little bubble, this big bubble shown over here, that this looks really complex, that how we will include all these tools for just doing one type of simulation. Why are we even going into this? But this is the course which where we will be actually telling you how to put all these together and how to take each and every step to go towards this particular array of daylight simulation and get the results. So we will be going with this complexity, but in the end, we will create a elegant simplicity for you to learn each and everything, go work with us step by step, and finally get the results and learn these softwares in a great manner. Because this is these tools are the future of this industry, and this is prevailing in the market, as you all know. Once we have other tools as well, but once you learn these tools, you will be able to do simulation on, you will be using other plugins as well, and you will actually learn more simulations in different plugins and using the same software in future. So with this, I will take a leave, and now Anushma will be explaining course structure to you all, followed by the Q&A session. Over to you, Anushma.
Yeah, thank you, Vishal. I'll be sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible and I am audible. Vaishali, can you confirm that the screen is visible?
I can't see your screen. Can you check on the audience view?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
now
think
it
it's
is
visible now.
visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before starting, let me give a brief introduction of myself. Hello everyone, I am Anushma, Senior Green Building Analyst at Environmental Design Solutions. I have worked on various national and international level high performance building design projects in which we did various analysis like environmental analysis, glare analysis, radiation analysis, facade optimization, and daylight simulation as well. I have also worked on the green building certification projects like LEED, GREEA, and IGBC projects. So in this program, I will be your instructor and coordinator. So Vaishali has already discussed the program content. I will be discussing the program schedule and format in detail. Let me turn off my webcam because you may experience some lag due to that. Yeah. Yeah. So this course can be taken by the professionals that are involved in building design and construction, like architects, green building consultants. Uh, the students of architecture field can take this course, and also the faculty teaching architecture can take the course because it will eventually help them understand the various aspects of sustainability, and daylight being one of the prominent aspect of that. So it will help them to design the buildings in a better way. So yeah, this course can be taken by all the people related to construction industry. I'm experiencing some issue. I'm not able to move my slides. Yeah. Can you see the next slide?
Yes, Anushma, it's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So the program, as Vaishali has covered the entire content, we follow the learn, apply, and be relevant motto in all of the educational courses. So in this course, also we have created the flow in such a way that you develop the skill, the new skill that is required to understand various topics related to daylight, and then you apply those skills within the course by working on the assignments, and then you finally take those skills further to make it relevant in the building design industry. So after taking this course, you will be able to learn about the daylight metrics that Vaishali explained. You will be able to learn about the computational design tools like Grasshopper, and you can do the daylight simulation for different standards like LEED and ECBC. And most importantly, you will understand and learn the impact of design parameters for improving the daylight performance. Yeah. So since this is a beginner level course, so there are a few things that we will be not covering in this program. So we will not take the example of complex multiple zone building or parametric form because it is much easier to learn the new skills on simpler geometries. Then we will be not explaining the Python scripting, as you must be aware that Grasshopper tools and the plugins, Ladybug and Honeybee plugins, are designed on Python. So we will not be covering that part. Then the detailed understanding of RAD parameters we're not covering. The SDA and ASE analysis, that is spatial daylight autonomy and annual solar exposure analysis, that simulation we will not cover, and will not touch upon the glare analysis. So let's discuss the program format. The link of the detailed program format has been shared on the chat, so you can go through that link. This is a blended learning program. That means we have the mix of live webinars and recorded video modules. The live webinars are scheduled and the recorded video modules are self-paced that you can take at your own time. We have defined the schedule of the program that you can check on the link that has been shared with all of you. We have 1.5 to 2 hours long live sessions every Monday and Wednesday of the program duration. We have 1.5 hours of exclusive classroom session on the Sundays of each week. So in the classroom session, we will be discussing all your queries and questions regarding the live sessions and assignments that you did in the particular week. Then we have 10 recorded video lessons, so that you can take as per your convenience, and to make this 26 hours of e-learning comfortable, we have also make a program schedule so that you can take the video lessons as per the live session topic and complete the assignments and the entire e-learning thing easily in the span of 2 weeks. Then the assignments, we will be introducing the assignments after each live webinar. So in total, we have 6 assignments in this course. And these assignments are based on the recorded video lessons and the live sessions that you will attend. So once you attend those sessions or watch those videos, you can easily complete all the assignments so that you can apply what you have learned. The assignments cover each and every topics that we will be discussing in the course, and each of the assignment is interconnected. So it's better to solve the assignment in a sequential manner so that you can easily get along the program. At the end of this course, you will definitely develop the skills of working with computational design tools like Grasshopper for doing the daylight simulation. You can understand and validate the design for daylight compliances for the codes like LEED and ECDC. You will gain the technical knowledge of working on Rhino and Grasshopper and using the Ladybug and Honeybee plugins. You will get the copy of all the course materials, scripts, and model, as we will be having a Google Classroom setup for all the participants, where we will share all these course materials and other details. Then you can interact with the expert faculty to answer your queries. You can ask your queries in the live session like this, or if in case we are not able to answer the query in the session itself, we will take your query and answer it in the classroom. So all of your queries will be answered by us. And on completing the coursework and all the assignments, you will get this soft copy course completion certificate. So in order to get the certificate, you have to follow along the all the program content and work on the assignments. So we have discussed the program format, content, and schedule. Now we can move further to the registration part. So the registrations for the course are still open. The fee, the enrollment fee is rupees 7,500 and $120 US. You can register for the course with the link given in the chat box. In case if you want to avail group discounts, you can write to us at education@aesglobal.com. And just if you want to pay internationally, you can directly pay the amount on the PayPal link that is shown on the screen and also given in the chat box. Just mention the course name in the note if you are paying via PayPal. So we are starting the course on 30th July. So if you feel that this course will, help add value to your skill set or learn the importance of green building designing, please join us. Then moving on, this is our program team. As you already know, Vaishali is our lead instructor. Then we have Anam, who is a social media outreach person. She posted all the outreach content on LinkedIn and social and Instagram, and she actually made us all reach out to you. So that's why we are being connected with the help of Anam. Then I am your instructor and coordinator of the course. Apart from the program team, we also have this expert panel. So we have Mr. Gurneet Singh, Director at Environmental Design Solutions, who has worked on various national and international projects of green building certification, designing, and he is an expert. Then we have Mr. Abhishek Jain, Associate Director at Environmental Design Solutions, who has worked on numerous projects related to daylighting, and he will be taking these both will be taking few sessions. So a little more information regarding the course is the case studies. So over here you can see the project in which we have done the daylight compliance for LEED version 4 using the grasshopper tool. So to get the more practical front of these daylight simulations, we will be incorporating case studies with our concepts so that you can understand these compliances in a better way. Also, you get to know about the extent to which you can use these tools for showing these daylight simulations for LEED and ECBC codes. So we will be discussing few case studies of LEED and ECBC in the course. And now we have the testimonials from the past participants of the course. So we received a massive positive feedback from the participants that attended the course last year. They enjoyed this blended learning format, and they really thought that the technical explanation and the entire guidance was very good. And also the program was designed in a way that it was easier for students as well as professionals to manage the course along with their office and student work. So before taking the online Q&A session, we have compiled few of the frequently asked queries or questions. So I'll be reading these questions and the replies of the FAQs. If you have any more questions, you can drop them in the chat box or you can raise your hand. But if you have a similar kind of query, you can just pay attention right now and really listen to the answers to all of these questions. So the first question is, what do I need to bring to the program? A personal laptop and a good internet connection is required to attend the program. What if I'm not able to attend the webinar? So try not to miss any webinars. In case you're not able to attend the webinar, please send an email informing the instructor about your absence, and you will eventually get the webinar recording. So can I get the access to the webinar recordings? All webinars will be recorded and available to the registered participants for 6 months after the course completion. So yes, you will get the access to these recordings. Then can I have access to the online self-paced modules after the program is over. Yes, you will continue to have the access to all the course materials for 2 months after the program is over, since all these course related content will be put on the Google Classroom and you will have the access for that 2 months post the course completion. So you can easily revise all the concepts that you learned in the course in that duration. Then, can I attend the webinar through my phone? Yes, you can, but for an effective learning experience, we recommend using your laptop or desktop. The schedule looks extensive. I'm busy with my work classes. How do I optimize my time? As explained earlier, the program is scheduled is designed in a way that you can easily optimize your classes and work stuff along with the course. Webinars are twice per week, and we have just one classroom session in a week. So you can plan your time in advance and be consistent. Should I have any prior knowledge in Rhino and Grasshopper to join this course? No, this course is designed for beginners. Basic knowledge of 2D modeling is essential, like AutoCAD. Then, should I have any prior knowledge in daylighting simulation? No, this course is specifically designed for beginners, so you don't need to have any prior knowledge, but it will help you if you have. What are the PC configurations and software requirements for the course? So the software used are not compatible with Linux, but these are compatible with OS and Mac OS. So for OS, we have Windows 64-bit, Windows 8.1 or 10 and higher. For Mac OS, the compatible versions are 10.13.6, 10.14.6, 10.15.3 and higher. Which are the software used? So in this course, we'll be using Rhino 6. It is not a free software, but 90 days trial is available. Grasshopper is inbuilt in Rhino 6. If you have Rhino 5 installed in your system, you can just download the Grasshopper plugin online. Ladybug, Honeybee, Radiance, and Daisy are open source software tools, and the setup of these software will be shared with the participants along with the installation manual and installation tutorial. So with this, we have covered all the FAQs. Now we can take the questions from the live audience. So Vaishali?
Yeah. So we have few questions right now. I'll project that on screen and we'll take those.
Sure.
And
Sure.
in the meanwhile, if anybody has any other questions, just put them down on the chat box and we will take them as well. Yeah, so we have few questions. The first one is Rhino and Grasshopper a free access platform? So as Anushma already mentioned that we have a 90 days free trial for Rhino software particularly, but Grasshopper comes inbuilt with the Rhino 6. And if you want to use Grasshopper in Rhino 5, you need to install Grasshopper plugins separately. And once you have done that, you can use it directly. Other than that, other plugins like Honeybee and Ladybug are free, and you can just install them and use it free of cost in the Rhino interface. The second question is, will this course will be helpful for me if I want to use it for landscaping practice? So basically, we have designed the course for closed buildings and spaces because we need to set up a grid at a work plane height and then do the analysis. But if you want to use it for landscaping as well, you can actually do that by using the same methodology as and creating that particular plane on which you want the analysis to be at your working plane height or at the ground level. And by using the trees and other surrounding context geometry, you can add that too in your script and finally run the analysis for daylighting for outdoors as well. So my answer to you is clear that you can use the same methodology, just you need to tweak it as per your requirement. But the process and methodology remains the same for landscaping as well. The the other question is, can you put the not included slide up again, please, at the end? So we'll just do it. Anushma, please be ready with that slide. We will project that in the end.
Yeah, sure.
And we can explain that again. Then the other question is, what is the configuration of the laptop required? So as we have already mentioned in the FAQs, the softwares used are compatible with the OS of Windows 64-bit, Mac OS 10.3.6 and higher, and Windows 8.1 and higher is required for your Windows. So next question is, how would the course do complete justice to ECBC compliance if the course does not cover zoning part of modeling? For ECBC compliance, we need plans of the buildings showing daylight factor achieved. So basically, for ECBC compliance, we don't use daylight factor. We generally use UDI analysis, and we are taking this course from beginner to the advanced level. That is the reason we have uh, planned it in a way that we teach a single zone modeling in the start. Once you are capable of doing that, you can take it further to multiple zone as well. And we will tell you those techniques, how to do it. But at present, because it is a beginner level program, we have kept it to a single zoning modeling only, because it can
Just
confuse the beginners as there are a lot of things already included in this particular program.
yeah,
Yes, Anushma?
just adding to your answer. So in ECBC, we do the daylight extent factor calculation, but that is a manual calculation. And in this course, we
Right.
are showing the simulation part. So that's why we won't be covering the zoning part. Uh, so basically, for each zone, we have a different DEF, so that will not be covered.
Right. So also, once you are aware that how to do the proper simulation for a single zone, you will automatically be able to do it for multiple zones as well, because you get an understanding of how the software works, you get an understanding of how everything is created, and to include all of it in a 2-week program could be a little burden for all other attendees as well. So with this, let's take another question. Okay, so I'll just read out the question from the chat box itself.
So we have one question from Gayatri that is regarding SDA and ASC analysis. So SDA and ASC are required for lead compliance. This course will not fully cover lead compliance requirements. So that is the question.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll answer this question. So basically, we are looking into the illuminance level calculation and UDI calculation, because those are easy to understand in the starting at the beginners level. Going towards SDA and ASC can be little complex for the beginners. So that is the reason we have kept the course till the illuminance level and the UDI analysis. Basically, we are covering both the matrix, static and dynamic, but we are not including ASE and SDA, as in this dynamic modeling also comes into picture, which will not be covered in this particular course, as it is a beginner level course. There is one more question as I can see. Do you have courses that cover not included items that can be expected to be scheduled in future? Yes, basically we don't have a course for Rhino and Grasshopper tools, but we do have courses with our Open Studio program, and we will be having an advanced course coming up with Rhino and Grasshopper in the coming year. The next question, as I can see, is would UDI compliance for ECBC covered in the course? Yes, the UDI compliance for ECBC is well covered in this course, and we will also take you through the basic and advanced calculation to actually take out the numbers from those list, how to actually separate that and how to judge that how much useful daylight is actually required in that particular zone or in that particular building. I think we are done with the questions now. If there are any more questions, any attendee can raise their hands and they can directly speak up as well.
Yeah. So we have this request from Mr. Ahmed.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It would be the Rhino 7 for this course?
No, we are using Rhino 6 as of now, as Rhino 7 is not readily available and not many people are using it right now. So we are
You'll be
taking
sharing
on Rhino
the
6.
you'll be sharing the links for the software, or you have to download from the Rhino site?
Yes, we will be sharing the links and we will be sharing a proper manual in which you will get step-by-step basically manual in which you can follow each and step and do the installation properly in your particular system.
Okay, thank
you. Okay. I think we don't have any more questions. Anushma, can you please share that screen again, that slide?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's on your screen that what this program is not about. So we are not including complex multiple zoning or parametric forms. We are not including Python scripting. We are not explaining the detailed understanding of radiance parameters. We will touch upon the radiance parameters, but radiance parameters is entirely a different story when it comes to daylight simulation. So we are not going into the sheer details of it, but we will let you know what they are and how to actually calculate the values. Also, we will not be covering the SDA and ASE matrix and the glare analysis in this particular course. So I can see a question coming up. It is, what is the radiance parameters used for? So as we do the daylight simulation, there is an engine called Radiance and there is an engine called DaySim. So when we do the point in time analysis, we use the Radiance engine, and that Radiance engine required Radiance parameters to come into play while doing the simulation. So it actually takes care of the light which is going out of your room and reaching the sun directly. So we do the light ray tracing, and in that tracing of light, there are a lot of parameters which comes into play, and those parameters are called radiance parameters, and we will be covering them in the course.
Basically, we will just see the impact of radiance parameters on the daylight performance. We will not go into the details.
Details. Yeah. I think we are done with the questions. So thank you everyone for joining us today, and we are glad that you all are here and you are willing to take our course. I hope to see you all in the upcoming orientation session, and then we can start with the course on 2nd itself. So thank you everybody. Have a good night. Take care.
Thank you all. Please follow us on our social media platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can get the course related information and the information about other courses through these platforms. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Hope to see you all.